Facebook ads targeting can be incredibly confusing. Most videos out there barely scratch the surface on what you should do and really aren't even telling you the exact right way to target in your Facebook ads today. That's why in this video, I'm going to reveal the exact strategy that we are using across a multitude of clients. I'm going to go through 3 unique strategies. Keep in mind that your business may be a little bit unique and that the exact setup that we're walking through here may need to be tweaked and modified based on a ton of variables that I can't account for in your particular business. Our first strategy is our total broad strategy. We're just going to be hitting, for this case, sales conversion-based campaigns for e-commerce stores, and we're just going to be talking through campaign level and ad set level. Go to click create a campaign, click sales, continue. We are going to create an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. Once we have the Advantage Plus shopping campaign, I like to name it ASC. In 9 out of 10 cases, we are going to want to select website and shop. If you don't have an Instagram shop or a Facebook shop, then just use website, but I would recommend it. You are going to have to select your commerce account. Scrolling down a bit, make sure your attribution setting is on 7-day click, 1-day view. This is just going to give us the most amount of signals in the ad account. Set your audience locations how you need. And then what's really important here is setting your engaged audience and your existing customers. So what you're going to do for each of these is you are actually going to use an engaged list and an existing customers list. Now you have to do that within your advertising settings. So quickly, we're going to jump into our advertising settings, and this will automatically bring you to an Advantage Plus shopping's campaign setup. Once you're here, all you literally need to do is either click create a custom audience or select from one of your existing audiences. For engaged audiences, there's 2 routes you can go. Use this at your own discretion. Definitely, you absolutely want site visitors over the last 30 days. Those are the most engaged, most likely to buy from your business. They have shown a just tremendous amount of value for your business. The only caveat there is you need to have that list excluding purchasers already, because that list is going into our existing customers. You might also want to include like Instagram, Facebook engagers here, but don't go over the top. We don't need to overdo this. Here, I'm going to include site visitors 30 days, and then we're going to go with Facebook and Instagram engagers over the last 30 days as well. Moving to existing customers, get your Pixel last 180 days, and then your Klaviyo or whatever CRM you're using, all-time list of purchasers. Advantage Plus is going to do a very good job of breaking these out and actually understanding which of these are driving the most value for you. Setting your daily budget. For this sake, we're just going to pretend that we have $1,000 per day. So we generally want our Advantage Plus campaign to be filled with our best creatives. Use this how you see fit. I'm just going to put 500 and call it an even split because we're starting this from scratch. The beauty of an Advantage Plus campaign is there is no ad set level. So this is going to be entirely broad targeting. And you can see by the audience definition on the right side here that there's a total estimated reach, and this is United States only, between 246 million and 289 million. The only thing you need to make sure that goes into this Advantage Plus campaign is your absolutely best creatives. Make sure they're proven out. They've worked well in your other campaigns. In this first strategy, the second campaign that we are creating is a more generic campaign. So we're still going to go to create new campaign, sales, and instead of clicking Advantage Plus, we're going to create a manual sales campaign. First thing you're going to notice is there's a difference. There's a campaign ad set and ad, not just a campaign and an ad. So we have the ad set. We could actually do targeting here. For this example, I'm going to call this prospecting CBO because we are going to set this up as a CBO campaign. Moving into the Advantage campaign budget, we are selecting this on. We're going to set our daily budget to 500 to satisfy the $1,000 that we're trying to hit, and we can move forward to the ad set level. Once we're in the ad set level, same thing here. Let's change this to website and shop, and we are going to change this ad set to broad. Instead of just continuously launching new ads into this one broad ad set, every single time we have new creative, we are launching it as a new ad set. We are actually going to call this broad Pack 1. Now this Pack 1 is literally going to be a group of somewhere between 6 and 8 creatives. It could be a little bit less. It's okay if it's 2, if it's okay if it's 1. Every single time you have new creatives, you are launching them as a brand new ad set. What that's going to do is it's not going to cause any disruption within your existing ad sets. It's just going to cause disruption at the campaign level, which is fine because that's the purpose of a CBO or Advantage budget. We want that budget to be distributed wherever it's going to get the best amount of spend, and we don't want to continuously reset our audiences every single time. What this is going to look like, just continuing through these settings, website and shop, commerce account should be selected. You are not selecting dynamic creative. Everything else stays exactly the same here. And then when we get down to audience controls, the only thing I would recommend tweaking here is your minimum age if you need to. Most businesses are going to be completely fine spending into the age group of 18 and older. Now, just be careful because if you have a sensitive product, or perhaps if you just have a product that there's no way an 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old to buy, go 21 plus or even go 25 plus. Your budget will get floated based on where you are most likely to convert. So I wouldn't get too too crazy on your minimum age. For this case, we are not excluding anything. This is meant to be the most fundamental starting point of any account structure. We are not excluding anything. We don't need exclusions here. Moving forward, the Advantage Plus audience is going to be selected. And then when we go to our placements, all placements will be selected. So we could select Advantage Plus placements. For your inventory filters, we can keep everything at moderate. If you don't mind showing up everywhere, if you don't mind showing up next to pretty sensitive content, then it's completely fine to go to the expanded inventory. In most cases, we have not seen any difference in performance going from moderate to expanded. We have seen a negative impact by going to limited inventory. That wraps up the very first part of the structure. You are basically setting up one ASC campaign. You're setting up one prospecting CBO campaign. And then within that prospecting CBO campaign, you have a multitude of broad packs of creative. What this means is if we go to launch a second round of creative, we just call this broad pack 2. And then we go to launch our third round of creative, broad pack 3. You should start with all your creatives in one single ad set. And then over time, as you get new creative iterations in, add them to pack 2, pack 3, pack 4, pack 5, and so on. It's going to create a tremendous amount of volume and scale in your account. And the only thing you're going to need to tweak to get more results is the budget. So the second setup is basically an addition to what we've already created. So make sure you're dialed into that first setup. And we're just going to be breaking down the second setup, which is broad plus interest. This is fundamentally similar. However, we are going to layer some interest in here. And there's a key point that I'm going to go through on interest. So if you go back into your prospecting CBO campaign, you're going to see your one single broad pack 1. That's all fine. Now, the only difference here is that once we have creative that starts to work for us, let's just pretend we have 6 creatives that live in this broad pack 1 and creative number 1 is working really well. We are going to graduate that creative into 2 different places. The first place we're going to graduate it is the Advantage Plus campaign that already exists in the account. And the second place we're going to graduate it is in an interest, and then we'll add whatever interest we use here. Now, we're just going to pretend we're a fashion brand, like a clothing brand here. So this will be pretty simple. And what you're going to want to do is instead of using the Advantage Plus audience, we are going to switch to original audience options. This up to a 33% lowest cost is a completely ridiculous thing that they're showing us. What Facebook has done here is they have cherry picked the data. They've taken a 6-week period, call it 8-week period, with only 16 advertisers, and they've said, this is the law. It's all going to work better. We are going to click use original audience, which is going to bring us good old familiar audience setups, no confusion as to what needs to go on here. In your custom audiences, we're going to leave this blank. In your ages, we are going to also leave this at 18 to 65 plus. We are going to continue to target all genders. Unless you are very, very, very specific, I would generally keep all genders there. And here's why. Let's say you're a guy like myself, and this t-shirt is what you're seeing in front of you, and you see it 100 times over, and then all of a sudden, my partner sees this exact same t-shirt. If she sees the t-shirt, and then she sends me that link, maybe I'll buy it then. So the consumer journey is very disoriented. It's very confusing. It's not what you expect it to be. So just know that targeting both genders sometimes is more effective, even if your product is gender specific. What we like to do is create single interest ad groups. When you create stacked interests, you basically just segment out the whole United States, and that doesn't do anything for you. We need to get very, very specific and find pockets of interest that work for you. Now, they might not scale as much, but stacking one after the next in individual ad sets will scale you more effectively and efficiently over time. If we're a clothing brand, I'm just going to think of the most similar competitor that we have within our scope. What's the most similar competitor you have right now, and write them into here. Now, if they don't show up, just up level until you get to that competitor. For this simple example, we're going to do the classic Lululemon, and we have Lululemon Athletica right here as an interest. The very, very first interest that we create has to be the seed. The beauty of what happens moving forward is first, let's name this. And then after we name it, let's quickly duplicate. So we now have a copy of the Lululemon ad set, and we're going to scroll down to additional interests. So if Lululemon as an interest is working very well, this is fundamentally the easiest thing that you can do. You've created the copy of Lululemon. You're going to go down to suggestions here, and you're going to select the single first one under it. You're then going to remove Lululemon. Now you have 2 different audiences. These audiences are going going to overlap very, very much, but we don't care if they overlap very much because there are still different people that exist in each of these audiences. So what I would do for this setup to start, I would have a broad, I would have an interest Lulu, and then I'd have our second interest, which in this case is Fabletics. Each of these would have different creative. So broad pack 1 has your first pack of creative. Interest Lululemon has all of the best from broad pack 1 because they're proven with data points. Fabletics has the same as Lululemon because they're proven from pack 1. And then anytime you're going to launch new creative, you just create broad pack 2. So you continuously duplicate the broad packs. What you do not do is duplicate Lululemon and duplicate Fabletics. These just constantly get new creatives pushed into them. Now, the third setup is exactly the same for prospecting, exactly the same for Advantage Plus. There's just one single new campaign that we like to create here, and it's a retention campaign. If your business is doing over $10 million in sales, or you have a customer list of over 50,000 people, this strategy is absolutely for you. So I understand that I'm speaking to a very niche cohort right here. And look, maybe there's edge cases, maybe there's different scenarios here where this could work for you, but generally we see the businesses that are around $5 to $10 million, this is where it starts to work and compound. Same thing, sales campaign, manual sales campaign, and we're going to name this retention. What retention basically means is it's anyone who's already purchased from you. They have absolutely transacted with your business. When we go down to the ad set level, there's going to be a few different audiences that we're going to want to create here. I'm just going to give you the two most important ones. Purchase 180, and this is going to be anyone who's purchased within the last 180 days. We're going to switch this to original audience options. We're going to scroll down just a touch, and we're going to use custom audiences for the first time, and then you're going to find your purchase 180 days here. Now, here's one huge key. This is the most important thing when you're creating this retention campaign. There's this little checkbox right here, Advantage Custom Audiences. What this will do is it will reach people beyond the audience that you gave it. So you're kind of telling Facebook like, yeah, this is my list, but go spend my money elsewhere. We want to only spend our money on this purchase 180 days. Unselect this at all times. For this specific list, make sure you are targeting all ages, all genders, and all locations that you service. Moving down, keep Advantage Plus placements as is, and then we're going to create one more audience. So we're going to do a quick duplicate here, and then we're going to move back up to the custom audiences section. Instead of 180 days here, we are going to use our full CRM. Now, I don't have this. This is a dummy account, but what I just want you to do here is use a complete all-time purchasers list. The all-time purchasers list needs to go into this campaign. So you will now have a purchase 180 day and an all-time purchasers. I don't care if they overlap. It doesn't matter to me. We just want to make sure that we have every purchaser of all time within your account. That is going to give you a tremendous amount of value and actually allow you to understand how often you're hitting your existing customers. If you want to take things a step forward, this is not something I always recommend. Just really bear in mind, you got to be spending at minimum $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month to really get to what I'm about to go through. Only thing you might want to consider if you have this retention campaign is setting up proper exclusions in your prospecting CBO campaign. So that would mean anyone who's purchased does not see your ads from this prospecting CBO campaign. And then finally, in the Advantage Plus campaign, setting up how much you're willing to spend as a percentage to existing customers. What I recommend if you're doing exclusions, do them hard, do them completely. And what you would do here is you would select existing customer budget cap and you put it to a big fat 0. Targeting is just one part of running a successful Facebook ads account. You need to know the best creatives, accurate copy, and overall the best structure of optimizing your account. Click on this video right here to go through my entire Facebook setup and the new way that we're running ads in 2024, well beyond the targeting strategies that we went through today. And I'll see you in the next one.